Once you understand how a siding system works, the next step is learning how to identify what type of siding a homeowner has and why it matters. Homeowners often describe siding using vague terms like standard vinyl, builder grade, something from Menards, and the original siding. Your job is to turn those vague descriptions into clear understanding. Knowing siding types and profiles allows you to match replacements correctly, explain upgrade options clearly, set realistic expectations, and avoid costly mistakes. This video focuses on recognizing siding types and profiles, not on installation details. First, it's important to understand the difference between siding type and siding profile. Siding type refers to the material from which the system is made. Siding profile refers to the shape, size, and orientation. For example, vinyl is a siding type, double four-lap is a siding profile. Both matter when discussing appearance, performance, and replacement. Vinyl siding is the most common siding type in residential construction. It is lightweight, cost-effective, and designed to expand and contract with temperature changes. This type is known for its low maintenance, wide range of colors and profiles, and common on homes built from the 1990s forward. Fiber cement siding is heavier and more rigid. It offers high durability, strong resistance to fire and pests, and a painted finish rather than color-through material. However, it requires repainting over time, has a higher installation cost, and is more common on higher-end or newer builds. Engineered wood siding is designed to mimic real wood while offering improved durability. It also offers natural appearance, impact-resistant, but also require paint maintenance. Metal siding, whether it's aluminum or steel, is less common today but still found on older homes and some modern designs. Metal siding brings a long lifespan but can dent or oil can, and there are limited profile options. When we say profile, we're talking about the shape, size, and style of the siding boards, how they appear on the wall, how wide they are, and how they create shadow lines. Profiles affect curb appeal, shadow patterns, price points, and matching options for repairs. Profiles are visual and they tell stories about age, material, and quality. In the St. Louis region, most homes use vinyl siding, but you'll also encounter fiber cement and engineered wood. Within those categories, certain profiles are far more common. Double 4-inch lap. This is one of the most frequently seen profiles on homes in older subdivisions and mid-range builds. Its characteristics are 2 boards per panel, and each board gives or take 4-inch visible. It has narrower horizontal lines and a subtle shadow effect. You will see it has more horizontal courses from ground to eave, a smaller reveal spacing, and is typical on 1990s 2000s homes. This profile shows lots of narrow lines across the wall. It's classic and economical, but if a homeowner wants a more modern look, wider boards are an option. Double 5-inch lap. A step up in visual presence from double 4-inch, and very common in newer and mid-priced St. Louis homes. Its characteristics include 2 boards per panel, each board is roughly 5-inch visible, has wider horizontal lines and deeper shadow than 4-inch. There are more pronounced shadow patterns, and they are often part of upgraded vinyl packages. Dutch lap, standard or deep. This is a variation of lap siding that gives a more defined shadow line and texture. Characteristics include a concave or notched top edge, a deeper shadow, and horizontal orientation. Dutch lap gives homeowners a bit more depth and shadow, so the siding appears more dimensional and less flat. Double Dutch lap. A bolder variation of Dutch lap siding that uses 2 Dutch lap boards per panel is the double Dutch lap. This is creating even deeper shadow lines and a more pronounced dimensional appearance across the wall. Characteristics include 2 Dutch lap boards per panel, a pronounced concave or notched top edge on each board, and strong, dramatic shadow lines. These are common on newer subdivisions and upgraded vinyl packages in the St. Louis region. Beaded siding. A traditional horizontal lap siding profile that features a small rounded bead detail at the bottom edge of each board, adding subtle texture and a classic finished appearance. Its characteristics include horizontal lap orientation, a distinct rounded bead along the lower edge of each board, and a more refined decorative look than standard flat lap. Can be identified by a small shadow line which is created by the bead rather than a deep recess. Board-and-batten, vertical, less common than horizontal lap but popular in modern builds and accents, especially in gables and transitional areas. Its characteristics are tall vertical boards, narrow strips, also called battens, covering seams, and it's often used as an accent. Shake and shingle panels. These are used for texture accents on walls, gables, or full facades. The characteristics include irregular or staggered panel shapes, a wood grain texture, and more depth and visual interest. Insulated siding. A horizontal lap siding system that includes a rigid foam backing bonded to the back of each panel, designed to improve energy efficiency, impact resistance, and wall rigidity. This can be identified by locating foam insulation permanently attached to the back of the siding panel. When you're looking over a home, focus on board width. Count how many visible horizontal boards you see from ground to first-story window. Shadow lines. Deeper shadows usually mean wider boards or Dutch lap profiles. Orientation. Are the lines horizontal, vertical, or textured accents? Texture. Smooth versus wood grain changes how profiles read visually. From a sales standpoint, stand back about 15 to 20 and take the aesthetic in before guessing. When explaining profiles, your language matters. Avoid technical terms. Instead of saying double 5-inch lap, educate them by saying this siding has wider boards and deeper shadow lines, giving a cleaner, more contemporary look. Instead of board and batten, describe it to the homeowner as this uses vertical boards with narrow strips that cover seams for a tall, modern appearance. Clarity builds trust. Understanding siding profiles helps sales professionals quickly identify existing siding, explain options clearly, build homeowner confidence, and quote accurately without mismatches. Simple phrases like, this profile adds more shadow and texture, wider boards look cleaner and more modern, vertical accents add height, and textured shakes add depth without extra maintenance make those differences easy for homeowners to understand.